stops us in our tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Good morning. Okay. Getting some things done here. Good morning to you. Okay, I just got to do a little bit of sharing here. Hold on 1 second. Got to make sure. Okay. I got to double check everything because Restream, well, it sucks. Don't use it. I mean, the product is okay, but they continue to change things and they don't tell you and they just do it. And now I can't get a title to move across correctly without a bunch of other work. So I have to restart each time and totally set up my studio and everything else. And it's quite inconvenient. And they don't care. They don't give a shit at all. So, yeah, that's that. Happy Monday. My Broncos won. That was kind of nice. That's what it is. It's not really going to change my day. It just isn't. Oh, man. Good old Thanksgiving. Yeah, it's this week, isn't it? It's going to be kind of noisy here for the next 3 days. I'm going to have my grandkids for 3 days. Good morning, Leisure. I liked your post on Instagram. Start to a new week, and you know we got a chance here, right? To do, it's the start of another week, and that means that we get the chance to do more cool stuff. So I appreciated seeing that this morning instead of, you're probably the only people really on my Instagram. Otherwise, it's full of music. I get rid of the recovery stuff because it's all bullshit. It just pisses me off. Everybody wants to be. This whole sober bandwagon thing is just. I wish it would end. I wish it would end. Everybody's running around wanting to be sober. Nobody talks about recovery. Yeah. I put in a post out for a number for people to call. And what I need is people in Colorado to call it and say, put AA on your resource list, Colorado Behavioral Health. Yeah. All right. Let's do some introductions, kind of get started. I do have a reading, but not like my extensive reading that I usually have. But welcome to the Daily Trudge. My name is Dion. If you're here, please say hello, whether you're watching the live or the rewatch. Live or the rewatch. All right. Running late. Of course, you're running late. You're my daughter. Yeah. Well, sober is not drinking. That's all it is. But you're right. They are confusing it. This is what I don't like. The sober retreat. All the money that's being made by bullshit. That's what I don't like. We got to stop lumping everything together. It's not going to work. Okay. They lumped alcoholism with mental health for a long time, and now it's being lumped with every other addiction. So, and when somebody's looking for something and you're shaking and everything's fucked up, and you're sitting there and you got to scroll through everything else to find AA, you're going to lose them. You're going to lose them. You've already lost them. it up here is already jacked up. So making it easy to get there is what matters, and the government is never easy. So that's true. You cannot drink and not be sober. There's more. There's recovery. And recovery is the answer. Sober means I'm not drinking anymore. But that's not, the alcohol wasn't the problem. It was me. And there are some of us that, now you're going Italian, Brian. I at least know my hellos and goodbyes for different languages. So, buongiorno to you also. Konnichiwa. Let's get to this because I can, yeah. Anyway, a powerful tradition. This is an AA tradition, how it developed. I do not have that book. So, but we'll do the best that we can. I already knew this, and I just thought it's neat to know this. So, in the years before the publication of the book Alcoholics Anonymous, we had no name. By a narrow majority, the verdict for naming the book was The Way Out. Our book was almost called The Way Out. Doesn't fit. It doesn't. Yesterday, I talked about cadence, and it matters. Listen to the name, Alcoholics Anonymous. It's got a certain rhythm to it. A big book. Deep, deep. The Way Out. See, it does. Listen to your tummy. It doesn't sound right, does it? That's because we're used to Big Book and Alcoholics Anonymous, right? One of our earlier members found exactly 12 books already titled The Way Out. It went on to say we didn't want to be the 13th. Notice there's another 12. 12 always seems to give us answers. 3, 4, and 12. I don't know why. Just should I see. So Alcoholics Anonymous became our first choice. That's how we got the name for our book of experience and name for our movement. And as we are now beginning to see a tradition of the greatest spiritual import. Now, I want you to see something here. Oh, that's a good idea, Brian. That's kind of cool. Good for you. So, do you see what happened here? Because I see it. God said no. God said no. He's like, no, that was the wrong choice. See how even a group of people with the right intentions made a wrong choice. And God came along and he was like, yeah, you stupid humans. I love you, children, but come on. No, this is what it's going to be. Thanks. See? See? It does sound the way out, not a way out, the way out. The way out of what? You know, it doesn't. But Alcoholics Anonymous is very clear. It gives its statement right in the name of what we are. We're alcoholics and we are anonymous. It very much covers a lot of what AA is. Beginning with Bill's momentous decision in Akron to make a telephone call rather than visit to a hotel bar, how often has a higher power made itself felt at crucial moments in our history? See, I did not read forward. I promise you, I did not read this. I just saw in the years before, and I knew what it was about, but I didn't know they were going to say that. See, God will always determine what we're doing as long as we have an open mind. See, you can make a wrong decision, but it'll still turn out right because of your intentions, because of your honesty, your open mind, and your willingness. And then you can make what? Better decisions. You make better decisions. But, you know, just because we're moving forwards, you know, there's a lot of things I'm moving forward with. I don't really know how it's going to turn out. I mean, I have an idea, right? But what's the saying? You want to make God laugh? Tell him your plans. The eventual importance that the principle of anonymity would acquire was but dimly perceived, if at all, in those early days. There seems to have been an element of chance, even in the choice of a name for our fellowship. Right? See, there's a lot of nuances in AA, and that means things that happened that had to happen. Like when Bill was in, why do you think AA came around? Because the Washingtonians fucked up. Otherwise, we'd be the Washingtonians. But some people decided to turn that into it was an outside issue in politics. That was it. It was over with. The primary purpose was gone. Okay. And we can't let that happen in AA. I'm going to tell you something. They're trying to do it. People are trying, they don't want AA around because if AA is around, they don't make their money. And they don't want that. They don't give a, I'm going to tell you, they don't give a fuck about you. They don't. Okay. Not to the point where you'd like to think so, anyway. You tell me what line I took, what song I took that line out of. I almost sang it too. It's Back to Good by Matchbox 20. God is no stranger to anonymity and often appears in human affairs in the guises of luck or chance or coincidence. If anonymity somewhat fortuitously became the spiritual basis for all of our traditions, perhaps God was acting anonymously on our behalf. I don't know that he was acting anonymously. They heard him. I think I heard him. You heard him. Right? Who's dinging me? Let's talk about sounds a little bit. Let's talk about sounds. I know. Well, let's kind of cover the rest of this, and then I want it because it matters to us. All right. So, yeah, there were a lot of things. Even look at Bill and Bob. Right. Bill was struck sober. Bob, 2.5 years. Morning, Daryl. Good to see you. Right. I mean, these aren't coincidences, or it's not luck. It's the fact that I made a wrong decision, but God knew my intention and corrected me. But if I'm not open-minded, that will not happen. I will not see the forest for the trees. I won't make that change because I won't even see it. Right? Because I think I'm right. Okay. It's kind of like, so when I was in sales, the number one thing you do not do is put down the competition. Okay. Now, when I see ads that say we are not 12 step, like literally saying we are not 12 steps, try this new thing, that right there gets me. Because number one, you're bringing AA into your outside bullshit. And that's bullshit, man. Okay. And you should never cut down your competition. See how it's not right? You should never cut down your competition. Now, why is that totally wrong in this whole thing? Because there is no competition in recovery. That's not how it fucking works. And when people are arguing over clients, over who's going to go to what bed, it is not recovery. It is manipulation. It is demand of something, usually money. All right. And now, I am not big on this whole sober bandwagon thing. Okay. It is extremely dangerous for people like me who are actually alcoholics with these mocktails and these, oh, let's get together, go do, yes, you can do all those things. But are you helping another person? I never see the word God or my higher power in any of these posts. And without it, forget it. All right, I'm going to talk a little bit about sounds because sounds make a difference in what goes on in our lives. Okay, this is just going to be real quick because different frequencies and different cadences have an effect on you. Now, it also will help you realize that when you see something happen to somebody, why? All right. So we're going to go over physiological. Sound can impact our bodies, including heart rate, breathing, and hormones. Stress, loud noises, and unpleasant sounds can release the cortisol, a stress hormone. That's it. It's the freedom to hide behind something and being on social media. Absolutely, leisure. I absolutely agree with that. Right. Now, sometimes you'll hear me talking. I'll be talking. If something hits the floor, boom, you might see me stop because it pissed me off. Can't help it. Can't help it. It releases my cortisol and I get pissed off. You know what else happens is it stops what I'm doing. It stops what I'm doing. And it can take somebody up to 12, I don't know what the time is to get your thoughts back, but sometimes I'll even totally lose the thought that I had because now something else is happening. Okay. We call it ADHD, but it's not ADHD. That's the other thing. Everybody now has ADHD. And if you are not diagnosed with ADHD, you do not have ADHD. Okay. Now, I'll tell you why I don't believe in ADHD because it's one of the only ones that they are willing to give you a drug before you are diagnosed. Yes, they do, Daryl. That's why the songs in the supermarkets. Notice some places have the same smell and everything. Heart rate. Sudden sounds can increase our heart rate. Gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah. Didn't affect me. I knew it was coming. It was playing in my head, so it didn't affect me. You didn't know it was coming. Why am I saying this? We got to stop interrupting people in the Zoom meetings. Stop it. If it is not your turn to speak, stay on mute and wait for your turn. Do it the right way because we are throwing people off. Thanks, Leisure, for lightening me up a little bit there. I was getting a little too serious. I was. So thanks for lightening me up, man. I have it. If you have it, you know it. You too, Shane. Good to catch you this morning. I appreciate it. I love you, brother. Yeah, see now Shane, he does a lot of our recordings and we're gonna get back to that. But I don't want to start asking him to do it again till I can pay him, even if it's $5. All right. Breathing, unpleasant sounds can increase our breathing rate. Well, what happens then? Then what happens is your heart starts to go faster, and that'll send more air, oxygen to your brain, and you become an airhead, and suddenly you're stupid. Now you're frustrated and mad. See how this can set you off? Just right. You're in the middle of talking and a bomber comes on, suddenly does something, right? That can throw, some people can work through that. I can, but I do a lot of speaking. But not everybody can, man. And I can sometimes, not all the time. If it pops up, I might have to talk about it for a second. All right. So, psychological sounds can impact our emotions and moods. I listen to certain music in the morning, just like who was saying, Bren was saying she's been using binary beats at night. And what that does is it gives her mind this clicking to fall asleep. Okay. It is also used for EMDR, which works fantastic for trauma. Fear, sudden loud noises or dissonant music can trigger fear and anxiety or PTSD. 4th of July. Some of those things sound like gunshots. And people that have been in situations where guns have been used and it was scary, it can trigger them and they will go right back to that moment in time, which means they are now in war and you are the fucking enemy. And that's how it is for me. Now imagine if I was trained, because I'm not, thank God. It might be different. Okay. Cognitive distraction, loud music, or indistinct office noise can make it difficult to understand what others are saying. Yeah. Now it might work a little bit different for some people. Like my wife, I can be watching TV and she can be on her phone and just tune into her sound on her phone. I can't do that. I try, and I have to say, can you turn that down? I can't. My brain won't do it. And now it's just focused on what I'm hearing behind me. Okay. For a long time when I did these, you couldn't interrupt me. I would get pissed. I would get pissed because there's a rhythm. Okay. Well, now it happens all the time. People will open my door. Hey, do you want some guacamole? No, thanks. I'm good. Except if I'm podcasting. If I'm podcasting, everybody needs to keep their fucking mouth shut. Kidding. No. You like me big yellow cup? It's a big fucking yellow cup. All right. So, what are the 4 effects of sound? Well, we just covered them: psychological, physiological, cognitive, and behavioral aspect. How does sound impact our emotions? It has been found that when we listen to music that we enjoy, our brains release dopamine. Yeah. Okay. On the other hand, low key frequencies more induce sadness, while high frequencies invoke happiness or excitement. Okay. Now, different kinds of music. When you listen to something like the music that I listen to, in the morning, there's a song that I like to play called "Banana Pancakes" by Jack Johnson. It's just a song about relaxing for the day, and it feels that way, right? Um, the type of music that we listen to does determine some of our mental health and what it is that we do. I utilize music quite often to get, you know, depression. You got it. You can't run from it. You've got to face it. So you know what I do? I put on sad songs. I get the cries out of me, and then I move on. And that's when I'm feeling low, not necessarily depression, but when I'm feeling depressed, which is different than having depression, right? And it can get you out of it. Or go the opposite. Put on a song, there's one song, it really isn't, it would not be AA improved, but it's All Summer Long by Kid Rock. It just reminds me of my childhood and because not all my days were fucking bad when I was drinking. Comparing my recovery to my drinking, just it doesn't fit. You know, and I don't think that my worst day sober was better than my best day drinking. I don't agree with that because then I'm saying what that does is it tells me that I hate alcohol. So I use white noise or sound on a fan app on my phone. My wife uses Disney Plus on her phone to sleep. Yeah, I usually have the TV going. I usually have the TV going. I put on a movie that I don't give a fuck about. Well, things I've seen a million times, like Batman or anything Marvel, Star Wars. I put it on just to distract my brain, and TV turns off. I'm done. You know, Metal for anger. What are some of the other ones? You guys list some songs, and I will be back in about 30 seconds because I forgot to pee before I started. I know somebody timed it. So, yeah, I know somebody timed it. Yeah, Twilight Zone, the show. That's a great show. I was thinking a golden earring there for a second. Now I'm stepping into the Twilight Zone. Yeah, he's gone. Now we can talk about. Oh, you were way too slow on that one, Leisure. Were you just waiting for me to get back? She'd be like, beep. I don't mind if you talk about me. Just remember being recorded. So, all right. Hinder's a good one. Avenged Sevenfold, another a great one. When is whose birthday? When is whose birthday? Um, yeah, like Hinder. Don't they do the something of an angel, lips of an angel? The in the next room, do do no no. Then Sevenfold, they're a great metal band. I listen to a lot of different stuff. Yeah, I'll give you an idea. I can't play any of it, or this video will just be cut. Let's do this. I'll just kind of show you some of the stuff I listen to. Maybe one day we can all come on and yeah, this is my page. Yeah, see, 2.2. Anyway, let's go to home. Yep, I've been listening to all this. I love this song by Christina Aguilera. Beautiful. Now, I don't listen to YouTube. See, I told you I listen to that song a lot. Well, this is the I've been listening to Locomotive Beth, a little bit of Tool, Live. Live's my favorite band. I actually met um the whole band. Jason Mraz, love my Jason Mraz. But yeah, I listen to all sorts of stuff. Here we go. Rock Me Amadeus. See, I got some pup muddle, love me some Buck Cherry. You can dance if you want to. You can leave your friends behind. I listen to a lot of Coldplay, a lot of 90s rock and roll lately. Hey there, Delilah. That's a fun one. A lot of Kid Rock lately. So, all right, there we go. There we go. Lips of an Angel. Oh, that's Breaking Benjamin. Okay. All right. Yeah. Down with the sickness. The last time I went to Disturbed was on my 31st birthday. And I moshed so much. I sweat so much. There was sweat dripping off the brim of my hat. I was so fucking sore the next day. It was the last time I ever moshed. I love Tesla. I'm a big Tesla fan. Yes. They just put out an album about 4 years ago, and they redid a bunch of it's remakes, and they did really good. Is it Hinder? Okay, Hinder. Okay. Oh, got it. Okay, we were just a little mixed up, right? There's some bands that that I find there. If it wasn't for Ed Kowalczyk and Live, I would have killed myself a long time ago. Back when I was 23. There's a lot of music that saved my life. Another band that I really love, Dishwalla. Okay. And it isn't Dishwalla. You've seen Disturbed 3 times. I've seen them twice. I've seen Billy Joel more than anybody else. You'd be surprised on who the second one is, though. You'll never guess it. You'll never guess it. And I'm ready to start going back to concerts. We're going to Coldplay. Paula Abdul is the next one that I've seen more than. Oh no, it's not. No, she would be third. I apologize. I forgot. I forgot all about Live and Iron Maiden. Yeah, she's more like fourth. I apologize. Leon Bridges. Haven't heard of him. Never heard of the chain. See how much music there is that's out there. You know, um, I'm not really into EDM and things like that. Personally, I think the only reason to listen to that music is so you can do drugs. But that's because that's what I associate it with, right? Tesla 3 times. I've only seen him once, and it was a long time ago. So I love my 90s rock and my 80s rock, Collective Soul, STP, those guys. The Leon Bridges, The River Great song. I've never seen Tool, never been to Tool. There was a part of my life there where it was hard for me to get out, and I just didn't have the money. I just didn't have the money, right? So there's some bands I didn't get to see. AC/DC, all right. Back in Black. I got something in my mouth, so I can't do my Angus Young right now. You like EDM? I'm sorry. Here, I'll give you the bass line. Ootsa, 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 ootsa. I'm just kidding now. Robert Miles. Yep. Van fucking Halen. Oh yeah. Oh. I was the Ice Cream Man at least. Now that's a fucking concert right there. Tool and Nin. Yeah. What does everybody think about the new Linkin Park singer? I mean, I'd care less if it's female. But you can't. It's EDM, and EDM stands for electronic dance music. You just can't replace Chester. I'm sorry, but you can't. He's just one. Some bands you can't replace the lead singer. That'd be like replacing the lead singer of Zeppelin. They tried it with Van Halen. See, it didn't work. And I love Sammy Hagar. I love Sammy Hagar. And that's funny, Daryl, because I'm a percussionist. Yeah. Now, I think that David Lee Roth was a better singer for Van Halen, but I think Sammy Hagar is a better musician. Yeah. I mean, Van Halen went from sex, drugs to rock and roll to love, and it just that wasn't Van Halen, man. Van Halen was all about the fun, things like that, and then it turned into love. So, you're so cool you didn't even know there was a singer with boots. She's a great singer. Now I don't remember her name. She's a talent, absolutely. But she needs to be singing her stuff, yeah. So see, yeah, it used to be called techno. Ootsa, 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 oots. Right. You hate David Lee Roth? Yeah, he's kind of an ass. But you just can't pass up Ice Cream Man. I mean, I'm your ice cream man. Stop when I pass by. Let's see if I can do some of my Angus Young here. I don't know. Of course, I always do it perfect when nobody's around, but no, I can't do it. Hold on. Let's do it. Let's try doing it. Cause you're thunderstruck. My voice is jacked. Oh well. Oh well. Oh well. How about Yoda? I'll do Yoda before, and then we'll wrap up. All of this is about recovery. Is that cool? Because what we talked about. Oh, my birthday? Do you want my belly button? My belly button is September 18th, 1970. I was born 4 hours after Jimi Hendrix died. My AA birthday is 4/16/16. It is. Because a lot of my friends are here. I think it might be. Um, oh, did they? Yeah, I'm the kind. Like their 1984 album. It was all right, but it was. I always like those band like Def Leppard. Their first album rocked. That was their best album. High and Dry was their best album. A lot of people think it's Hysteria. You know, yeah. Here's the thing. That's a great point, Bren. Yeah, of course, mostly with the Phil Collins in the air tonight, which is about nothing. So he had just gone through a mini breakup, and he wrote about it. That's all it was. That's all it was. Most artists will tell you this: the song was written about this, but your take on it is what matters to you. That's what most artists will tell you. Hey, I wrote it about this, but what you get out of it is unique, and that's what's beautiful about music. Is what you hear and what I hear might be different, right? In those lyrics. Yeah, yeah. You're older than me. I'm 54. Is that why you were asking my birthday? You wanted to know? I was named after Dion and the Belmonts. That'll help you out. My mom had a crush on Dion DiMucci, who, by the way, is sober, in recovery, just put out a new blues album. Yep. In fact, I think it was someone here that was telling me, yeah, my sister's 45 seasons in the sun. And then it was told about suicide. You take it how you need to. Oh, that's fair. That is so fair. That's so fair, Daryl. It is. Yeah. Thanks, Leisure. Yeah. No, I'm not old. I'm experienced. Thank you. You're learning to let it go. Well, I'll help you out. Daryl's probably older than you. I don't know. I don't know how old Daryl is. Just guessing. Are we really that old, or am I eight? I feel like more like I'm 8 years old than 54. That's how much sobriety I have. You know. So, all right. So a few things here. I'm looking for a different IO. I'm done with Restream fucking around, making changes, thinking it's okay, creating more work. Well, they're like, oh, we'll give you 50% off. Here's $9. All right, yeah. Customer service anymore has just gone to shit. You can't call a phone number. We hide behind everything anymore. It is so easy to hide. It is. That is not his sobriety date. March is a great month. I need drinking juice. Hmm, 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 hmm. There is no try, only do. That was sucked. That wasn't very good. You're twinsies. All right. So I am looking for another IO. Also, and we don't always have to go live. We don't have to record shit. But I can have up to 10 people here. And it might be kind of fun to come on here and say, hey, I love this song. Let's listen to it. I love this song. Let's listen to it. You know? Or we'd have movie nights. I'd switch computers so I could have access to I would love to sit down with a bunch of my friends and introduce you to the movie Hedwig and the Angry Inch. I really, If you love music like I do, you will love this movie. Okay. Now, if you're uncomfortable with transvestites, you're not going to want to watch it. Okay. You have to be okay with transvestites, or this movie will just piss you off. Okay. It's funny. It's sad. It's just an enjoyable movie. It is not a family movie. Okay. Right. Not because of transvestites. I give a fuck about that. It's the sexuality and swearing and the smoking and the drugs and alcohol. Yeah, Brad. Yeah. 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 Do yourself a favor. Go listen to Hedwig and the Angry Inch, Origin of Love. I love that song. Or just go watch the trailer for. Oh, it's a car wash, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Hey, look at all these 70s. We're all 54. Lot here. Wow. 1970 was a busy year. Well, I guess 69 was a busy year. Get it? Okay. I'm done. I'm done with 69. Most Virgos, yeah. New Year's. Most Virgos are New Year babies. You figure out the rest. Most Virgos are bastards. I want to watch that movie again, and they're remaking it, and no, it will not. No, I think a bad idea on Clockwork Orange and remake. You're just not going to get that same gritty fucking feeling. They're going to make it. They're going to yeah. The Clockwork Orange was so fucking basic that they're just going to screw it up, right? You almost went to Woodstock. Those are my parents you're talking about. Yeah, I am. I am. Yeah. Yeah, your grandma was a slut, so you know. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. All right. Thank you everybody for putting me in a better mood, because my next call is to complain to the Office of Behavioral Health. Yeah. I told you, no bras in the dryer. All right. I just love the music. The song Origin of Love, I just love the soundtrack. It's a fantastic soundtrack. And Stephen Trask, the man that plays Hedwig, I don't know what it is, but I just think he's a cool motherfucker. All right. So, actually, I think I have some things mixed up. Anyway, it doesn't matter because only Bren knows what I'm talking about. So, all right. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I appreciate it. I love you. I love you. Peace out.